Yeah, yeah, man. Listen, it's an ugly game, and Lil Durk's trial has been pushed back to October of this year. I'm thinking it's not even going to happen this year.
Yeah, it probably not gonna
Yeah,
happen
and
this
my
year.
man Drew Findling is now his lawyer.
Yeah,
You know, he's also NBA YoungBoy's lawyer. I've interviewed Drew before.
Drew Findling. Shit. We better hope that them gigabytes and them papers don't have too much to do with Durk.
Well, I mean, look, when I talked to Doug Weinstein, who was Yak Gotti's lawyer, and I said what he thought about the Lil Durk's RICO case versus the YSL RICO case, he said it's not looking good because he said a federal RICO case is not what they did in Georgia. Like the amount of resources the feds have is not
Exactly.
like what the states are doing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're way more thorough. They spent way more time.
Exactly.
2 years. They put all this together. They have all the witness statements. They're not going to have a bunch of little woodies that are getting on the stand and start changing their stories. These people are going to be Sammy the Bull. They're going to get on the stand and say exactly what they said when meeting with the prosecutors.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a tough road to climb. What's interesting is that there's a video with Lil Durk's dad talking about the case. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Like I said, that it's mighty strange that once he started doing good out there, once he stayed away from all the gangbanging and dissing the dead and doing things out there in the street, when he turned his life around, when he on his dean now, practicing religion, doing things for the community, bringing about peace in Chicago and throughout various cities, all of a sudden now he being indicted.
So Lil Durk's dad is saying, well, it's interesting how right when my son is doing these peace concerts and, taking his religion more seriously, that's when they want to arrest him. And you really can't peace concert your way out of 2 murder for hires. I don't care how many concerts you throw.
Nah, I feel like, if anything, if this shit is real, because we get to talking on here, baby. I'll answer that, and I'm gonna tell you why. If this shit is real, it will look like he was throwing murder, like peace concerts and things for the city and donating to clean his act up.
Right, but it's too late.
You get what I'm saying?
It's too late.
Yeah, it's
You
like
can give all the turkeys away and give all the presents to little kids all you want. Doesn't erase those murders.
I wonder at what point did Durk get a hint that he was under the gun by the feds? I feel like when did he get alerted? Like at what event alerted him that the feds was on him? Because if you look, he changed the way he was moving a whole lot in the last 7 to 8 months before he went to prison.
Probably about that time.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, I don't know if it's true or not, right? I don't. This could all be coincidence and he could walk free. But if it is actually true, he really is responsible for these 2 murders, like, he's probably thinking about it every day. Like, damn, I hope they don't get me. I hope they don't get me. Like, it's a constant stress.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing is like, this is the shit that really pisses me off a lot of times. And me and Wack talked about this the other day, because Lil Durk's whole thing about how he hates snitches is because someone snitched on his dad. And he said that his dad wasn't around for him because he was in prison. He thinks his life would turn out differently, and that's why he hates rats or whatever else.
Yeah.
During my interview with Wack, we actually looked up, because he's like, what did Lil Durk's dad go to prison for? I looked it up. He was arrested in 1993 after being caught up in a cocaine distribution ring. When he got arrested, he had $8 million in his possession.
Yeah.
So you're mad at the guy that told on your dad, but your dad had a multi-million-dollar cocaine ring that he was running. But you're mad at the snitch. You're not mad at your dad for running a cocaine ring, right? You're mad at the snitch.
I mean,
like, at what point do we all grow up?
This is what we do in the hood. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
okay, fine. But now you're older, you have kids, you're making legal money, you're paying taxes. At what point do you grow up and say, well, listen, the snitch was the one that ultimately sent my dad to prison, but my dad's actions is really what sent him to prison.
Well, I mean, I don't think that he's denying that his dad's actions sent them to prison. I just feel like he mad at the person that how the case played out. Like, you know what I mean? The informant is the one that took me away from my dad. The police didn't just come knock on the door and stumble across $8 million and some dope.
Okay. You look at the situation. You're a major drug dealer. You take the snitch out, you're probably going to get arrested anyways. How often do these guys have, infinite runs and retired and
well,
walk
maybe
off
Durk wouldn't have hated rats if his dad would have just got pulled over on a routine traffic stop, because it could have happened that way and he would have got the same amount of time. I get what you're saying.
That's what would have happened. But but you take out of this scenario, you take out the snitch in the scenario, and there's a fairly big chance that his dad still goes to prison. You take out the dad drug dealing out of the situation, and nobody goes to prison. Correct. It's the drug dealing that's the problem. It's not the snitch. It's the drug dealing.
It is the snitch too, though, Vlad. The snitch don't got no business. Nigga, you was doing dope and buying dope. Nigga, what are you telling for? I could see if your mama died off the dope, or if your kids got sold some dope on the way to school and then you told on the dope man, nigga, you got caught with an ounce because you bought the dope.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the backstory of the snitch.
Yeah, or however it went. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you involved with the dope gang, if you're involved, you shouldn't be telling. That's just where I stand. I understand people gonna tell, but if you involved, you can't tell, gang.
Yeah, but listen, we don't know the details of the snitching, right? I don't know. I don't know what it was over. But at the end of the day, you also can't say, well, my dad just needed to do it because he needed to survive and pay his rent. He got caught with $8 million. He could have stopped a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? You decided to become a big-time drug dealer and stack millions of dollars, and you're creating chaos in your own community. People are dying off. You got moms that are having crack babies. You got people killing each other over these drugs. Yeah. You got people's lives that are being ruined. But it's all the snitch's fault. That's the bad guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, the bad guy is the dope dealer and the snitch, though. The snitch don't have no business. You should not have jumped off the porch if you didn't understand the game. That's the only thing I'm saying about the snitch. That's the only thing. Like, I get what you said. Yeah, the drug man tears down the community. I ain't never seen a crackhead die early, but maybe I'm missing something. No, they live forever. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. They seem to have the strongest relationships of anyone. A crackhead couple, you will get divorced 14 times before that crackhead couple breaks up.
Living in a tent, living wherever.
They beat each other up, and they're best friends the next day. You know what I'm saying? You'll see them together,
the loyalty
looking for some drugs the next day together. These crackhead relationships, man. Crackheads should become therapists.
That's what I was
saying.
Marriage
therapists, marriage counselors.
Yeah, like, man,
that's what they need to do. They need to transition to become marriage counselors and let people know how you stay together with your woman.
Like, what you need to do is, when you get broke, send your girl over to the dope dealer house to give them some head.
Right. There you go.
Like, they go through
every time y'all fight,
just shit. Yeah.
Take a bunch of crack.
Yeah.
That works for
obviously.
us.
I guess it fixed every problem. Like, man, here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.